Hello everyone, I am Dr. Trupti and you are watching my YouTube channel Enjoy Biochemistry. This is the first video in the video lecture series on vitamins. In this video, we are going to learn about vitamins, how they are classified, what are the differences between water soluble and fat soluble vitamins, what are provitamins, antivitamins, vitamins, and what are various vitamin like substances. What are vitamins? The word is derived from the term vitamine, that is vital amine, and this term was coined in 1912 by Polish biochemist Casimir Funk. He isolated a complex of accessory micronutrients which are essential for life, and they were found to be an amine in nature, and that's why the name was vital amines. But later it was found that many vitamins they were not amines, so the last word E was dropped and the term vitamin came into use. So the vitamins are organic compounds which are present in natural foods, required in minute quantities, that's why they are called as micronutrients. They are essential for normal growth, maintenance of good health and reproduction. They do not provide energy unlike carbohydrates and lipids, and they are essential for normal metabolism of macronutrients like carbohydrates, proteins and lipids that release energy. And they are essential nutrients because human cannot synthesize such compounds in adequate amount for the daily needs, and most of them have to be provided in the diet. However, the bacteria of the gut can produce some of the vitamins required by man. So which are those vitamins that can be synthesized by gut bacteria? Out of fat soluble vitamins, vitamin K can be synthesized by the gut bacteria, and intestinal bacterial synthesis of vitamin K will meet the daily requirement provided the absorption of it is normal. Then B complex vitamin B1, B2 riboflavin, it is also synthesized and that's why its natural deficiency is rare. B3 niacin, it is also synthesized in the body from tryptophan and it is synthesized by gut bacteria. Vitamin B5 pantothenic acid, B6 pyridoxine, and the part is synthesized by flora and deficiency is rare. Then B7 biotin, the normal bacterial flora will provide adequate amount required by the humans. So B7 biotin, it is also synthesized by gut bacteria. Then folic acid is found to be synthesized by the gut bacteria in minute amount, and vitamin B12. So vitamin K and most of the vitamin B complex vitamins are synthesized by the gut bacteria. Now let's see how these vitamins are classified. So there are two major classes, water soluble vitamins and fat soluble vitamins. The example of fat soluble vitamins are vitamin A, retinol, beta carotenes, vitamin D, that is the cholecalciferol, vitamin E, phylloquinone, minoquinones, vitamin K, which is also called as tocopherol. So vitamin A, D, E and K, these are fat soluble vitamins. Now water soluble vitamins can be again divided into non-B complex vitamins and B complex vitamins. So vitamin C, which is also called as ascorbic acid, it is a non-B complex vitamin. Now B complex vitamin. These are again divided into energy releasing vitamins, hematopoietic vitamin and other vitamins. So which are the energy releasing vitamins? Vitamin B1, that is thiamine, vitamin B2 riboflavin, vitamin B3 niacin, vitamin B5 pantothenic acid, vitamin B7 biotin. Hematopoietic vitamins are vitamin B9 folic acid and B12, that is cobalamin. So these are B9 and B12, they are hematopoietic vitamin. And B6 pyridoxine, it comes under other B complex vitamin, and it also include vitamin like compounds, for example choline, inositol, lipoic acid and para-aminobenzoic acid, that is PABA. So vitamins are classified into two classes, water soluble, fat soluble. Water soluble are again divided into non-B complex and B complex. B complex vitamins are again divided into energy releasing B complex vitamins, hematopoietic B complex vitamins and other B complex vitamins. Now let's see how these fat soluble vitamins and water soluble vitamins are differentiated based on the various properties. So first is solubility. The water soluble vitamins, as the name suggests, they are soluble in water, while the fat soluble vitamins, they are not water soluble. So they are insoluble in water but soluble in alcohol, acetone, etc. Second, structure. So the fat soluble vitamin, mostly they have isoprenoid units in their structure, and the water soluble vitamins, they don't have isoprenoid units in the structure. Now absorption, how the absorption of fat soluble vitamin occurs? So it occurs with the help of chylomicrons. So fats, bile salts, chylomicrons all are involved in the absorption of fat soluble vitamin. Bile salts are required for micelle formation, and with the help of micelles they are absorbed in the intestinal cell. Further, these fat soluble vitamins, they are transported with the help of chylomicrons. And water soluble vitamin metabolism, it doesn't involve fats, bile salts, chylomicrons. So there is no involvement of chylomicrons. Transport, how they are transported? So for transport of fat soluble vitamin, carrier protein is required, while in case of water soluble vitamin, no carrier proteins are required. Now how they are stored? The fat soluble vitamins are stored as reserve in the liver and fatty tissues, while the water soluble vitamins, they are not stored in the body except for the vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 is the only water soluble vitamin which is stored. Based on the excretion, fat soluble vitamins, they are not excreted in the urine, while if water soluble vitamins, if they are consumed in the excess quantity, they are excreted in the urine. Now coenzyme form. There is no coenzyme role for fat soluble vitamin except vitamin K. So vitamin K is the only fat soluble vitamin which acts as coenzyme, and the water soluble vitamin, they as coenzyme, they participate in various biochemical reactions. Deficiency. So the fat soluble vitamin deficiency is seen only when the stores are depleted, and the water soluble vitamins deficiency manifests rapidly as there is no storage. Neurological manifestations. No neurological manifestation in case of fat soluble vitamin deficiency, but neurological manifestations are seen in the deficiency in water soluble vitamin deficiency. For example, deficiency of vitamin B1, that is thiamine, vitamin B6 and vitamin B12. So these three vitamins will lead to the deficiency of these three vitamins will lead to neurological manifestations, and the neurological symptom like paresthesia is also seen due to deficiency of pantothenic acid, that is vitamin B5, and it is called as burning foot syndrome. So we can say that the neurological symptoms are seen in the deficiency of vitamin B1, B5, B6 and B12. Treatment of deficiency. Single large dose can treat the deficiency of fat soluble vitamin, while water soluble vitamin deficiency requires regular dietary supply. Hypervitaminosis. Toxic effects are seen if fat soluble vitamins are consumed in the excess quantity, but no toxic effects as excess vitamins are excreted in case of water soluble vitamins. Examples we have already seen in the classification, that vitamin A, D, E, K, they are the fat soluble vitamins, and water soluble vitamins are B complex vitamin and vitamin C. Now which are the sulfur containing vitamins? There are 4 sulfur containing vitamins. Out of these 4, thiamine, that is B1, biotin, B7, pantothenic acid, B5, these are the vitamins, while lipoic acid, it is a vitamin like substance. So these 3 vitamins and 1 vitamin like substance, they contain sulfur. So these are the sulfur containing vitamins. Now we will see various coenzyme forms of vitamins, because vitamin K, that is the only fat soluble vitamin that acts as coenzyme, and all B complex vitamin, they are involved in various biochemical reactions as coenzymes. So let's take example of B complex vitamin B1, which is called as thiamine. What is its coenzyme form? It is called as thiamine pyrophosphate, and it is involved in various oxidative decarboxylation and trans-ketolase reaction. There is transfer of aldehyde and keto group. So TPP, that is thymine pyrophosphate, it is the coenzyme form of vitamin thymine, that is B1. B2, it is a riboflavin, and the coenzyme forms are FAD and FMN, which are involved in the oxidation reduction reactions. Vitamin B3, niacin, NAD positive, NADP positive, these are the coenzyme forms of niacin, and they are also involved in oxidation reduction reactions. Vitamin B5, that is pantothenic acid, and this pantothenic acid, it is a part of coenzyme A, which is involved in the transfer of acyl group. Vitamin B6, pyridoxine, the coenzyme form is called as pyridoxal phosphate, that is PLP, and it plays a very important role in protein metabolism, that is transamination, deamination and decarboxylation of amino acids. Vitamin B7, that is biotin, and biocytin, it is the coenzyme form of biotin. It is involved in the carboxylation reactions. Vitamin B9, that is folic acid, and tetrahydrofolate, it is the coenzyme form of vitamin B9 and it is the carrier of one carbon group. Vitamin B12, it is called as cyanocobalamin, and there are two coenzyme forms, methylcobalamin, which is involved in the transfer of methyl group, and deoxyadenosylcobalamin, which is involved in the isomerization. So out of fat soluble vitamin, only vitamin K, it acts as coenzyme, and almost all the B complex vitamin, they are involved in various biochemical reactions in their coenzyme forms. There are some vitamins which have antioxidant role, for example vitamin E, vitamin C and beta carotene. Vitamin E is called as chain breaking antioxidant. We know that membrane phospholipid, they have polyunsaturated fatty acid, and this polyunsaturated fatty acid, they are susceptible to the oxidant injury by free radicals. This is called as lipid peroxidation, and there is formation of lipid peroxyradical, and this free radical chain reaction continues. But this vitamin E, it breaks this chain of free radical chain reaction. It breaks this lipid peroxidation by converting this lipid peroxyradical into hydroperoxyradical. And in this process, the reduced vitamin E, it is converted into phenoxyradical, and that's how it breaks the chain of lipid peroxidation. Now, how vitamin C helps here? So, this vitamin C in the reduced form, it is converted into its oxidized form, and it helps this vitamin E to come back to its original reduced form, so that again it can act as an antioxidant by breaking the chain of lipid peroxidation. So vitamin C is required here. So along with vitamin E, vitamin C also act as antioxidant, and it is also involved in the process of chain breaking antioxidant role. And there is a role of glutathione and NADPH to bring back this vitamin C in the reduced form. So vitamin E, it is the chain breaking antioxidant. There are three vitamins which are involved in the bone formation, and the first one is vitamin A. How it is involved in the bone formation? So it is important for sulfation of mucopolysaccharides in bones and cartilage, and that's how it plays a very important role in bone formation, and its deficiency will lead to the manifestations which will involve bone. Vitamin D, it also has very important role because it coordinates the remodeling action of both osteoclast and osteoblasts. And the vitamin D, it has very important role in bone mineralization. Vitamin C, it has a role in formation of collagen from protocollagen, because it is involved in the post-translational hydroxylation of proline and lysine, and also the osteoid. So that's how the vitamin C, it plays a very important role in bone formation. There is one vitamin which acts as a prohormone. So it is vitamin D. So why it is called as a prohormone? Because this vitamin D, cholecalciferol, that is vitamin D3, it is synthesized in the skin in the prohormone form, and its active form, that is calcitriol, it is produced in the kidney. It is a renal hormone. So first The active form, it is synthesized from the prohormone form, and that's why vitamin D, it is termed as a prohormone. And like a hormone, it have specific target organs like intestine, bone, kidney. It is produced in one organ and acts on the distant target organ. So its action is like a hormone. And the calcitriol, that is the active form of vitamin D, it is subject to the tight feedback regulation like other steroid hormones, and this is also one of the reason why vitamin D is called as hormone. And it acts like steroid hormone, interact with genome and to regulate the gene expression. So these are the various reasons why the vitamin D is called as hormone. Now coming to the provitamins and antivitamins. What are provitamins? Provitamins are the substances that may be converted within the body to a vitamin. So it is the precursor of vitamin. For example, beta carotene, it is the provitamin of vitamin A. Ergosterol, present in the plants, it is precursor for vitamin D2 synthesis. 7-dehydrocholesterol, it is a provitamin which is present in animals, and it is vitamin D3 is synthesized from this provitamin, that is 7-dehydrocholesterol. Now, which are antivitamins? Why they are called antivitamins? Because they are antagonistic to action of vitamins, and they have structural similarity with the vitamins, but the action is opposite. And if they are taken, they can cause vitamin deficiency. So let's see the examples of various antivitamins. The antivitamin of K is dicumarol and warfarin. Antivitamin of thymine are thyminase, pyrithymin and oxythymin. Antivitamin of riboflavin is galactoflavin. Antivitamin of niacin is isoniazide, deoxypyridoxine. Antivitamin of biotin is avidin and disthiobiotin. Antivitamin of folic acid are aminopterin, methotrexate, trimethoprim. And the vitamin-like substance PABA, it has antivitamin sulfonilamide. So this is about provitamin and antivitamins. What are vitamins? Vitamins are chemically similar to vitamins, and they also have qualitatively similar vitamin activity. For example, vitamin A has 3 vitamins: retinol, retinal and retinoic acid. And vitamin B6, it has 3 vitamins: pyridoxine, pyridoxal and pyridoxamine. Now let's see which are the vitamin-like substances. These are the organic compounds. They are related to vitamins in the activity, but they are not true vitamins. They are synthesized in humans and they are classified with the B complex vitamins. The examples are choline, lipoic acid, inositol or myoinositol and para-aminobenzoic acid, that is PABA. So there are 4 vitamin-like substances: choline, lipoic acid, inositol and PABA. What is choline? This is the structure of choline. It is trimethyl derivative of hydroxyethylamine. So it has 3 methyl group, and that's why it is also called as trimethylethanolamine. The various plant sources are cereals and vegetables, and animal sources are liver, milk, eggs. Choline is derived from the serine or betaine, and by decarboxylation from the serine we can get ethanolamine, and addition of 3 methyl group to the ethanolamine we get choline. What are the various functions of choline? The first function is it acts as a lipotrophic factor. It prevents fatty liver, that is the deposition of triglyceride in the liver. So this choline as a lipotrophic factor, it prevents the formation of fatty liver, and it is required for the formation of phospholipids, and the phospholipids are required for the formation of VLDL, and VLDLs are responsible for transport of triglycerides from the liver to peripheral tissue, and thus they prevent fatty liver formation. Second is cell membrane structure, because this choline is required for formation of phosphatidylcholine, and this phosphatidylcholine, it is present in the membrane structure of all the cells. Then the neurotransmitter acetylcholine, it is synthesized from this choline, and this choline it is required for myelination. Then it is also involved in the 1-carbon metabolism, transmethylation, that is transfer of methyl group, formation of methionine and S-adenosyl methionine. Because this choline can donate 3 methyl group to 1-carbon pool, and finally these methyl groups are transferred to homocysteine to produce methionine, which is used for transmethylation reaction. So these are the various important functions of choline. Now lipoic acid, it is a sulfur containing fatty acid. It is both fat and water soluble, and it exists in both reduced and oxidized form. It is involved in the decarboxylation reactions with thymine, lysine, riboflavin and pantothenic acid. And it is also involved in the formation of succinyl-CoA from alpha-ketoglutarate, that is the step in TCA cycle. It occurs with the help of enzyme complex alpha-ketoglutarate dehydrogenase, and lipoic acid is one of the coenzyme of this alpha-ketoglutarate dehydrogenase. The other reaction, that is acetyl-CoA formation from pyruvate. This is catalyzed by pyruvate dehydrogenase complex, and this complex also has lipoic acid or requires lipoic acid. Lipoic acid, it has various therapeutic uses also because of its antioxidant property, and it is called as universal antioxidant because it reduces free radicals in brain, and that is why it is important in Alzheimer's disease, multiple sclerosis. It stimulates glutathione production, and it helps in recycling of vitamin A and vitamin C. It reduces insulin resistance, decreases plasma LDL. And it may be useful for prevention of stroke and myocardial infarction. Now coming to the myoinositol, it is called as vitamin B8 or mesoinositol. It is hexahydroxycyclohexane. It is synthesized in the kidney in 2 steps. In the first step, this glucose 6-phosphate is isomerized by an inositol 3-phosphate synthase enzyme to myoinositol 1-phosphate, and in the second step, the myoinositol 1-phosphate is dephosphorylated by inositol monophosphatase enzyme to give free inositol, and then it carries out various functions, like it is involved in the synthesis of phosphatidyl inositol, which is the constituent of cell membrane. Along with choline, it acts as a lipotropic factor. It prevents fatty liver. It acts as a second messenger at membrane level for release of calcium ions. So it is very important in the hormone action. And inositol concentration is high in the heart muscle, and the phytin hexaphosphate of inositol, which is present in the plant, it is involved because it prevents the absorption of iron and calcium from the intestine. So these are the various important features or important points about myoinositol. The fourth vitamin-like substance is a PABA, that is para-aminobenzoic acid. It is water soluble. It is a structural constituent of folic acid, and that's why it is termed as vitamin in other vitamin, because the PABA is present in the folic acid, and that's why it is called as vitamin in other vitamin. It is synthesized by bacteria because it is required for the growth of bacteria. Sulfonilamide, it is the structural analog of PABA, and it is used as a bacteriostatic drug. Now we will see about the vitamin deficiencies. There are 2 important vitamin deficiencies which are associated with the alcoholism, and these are thiamine deficiency and pyridoxine deficiency, that is vitamin B1 and vitamin B6 deficiency. They are associated with alcoholism. So thiamine deficiency will lead to cerebral beriberi, that is Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, and it is present in chronic alcoholics because the alcohol will impair the absorption of thiamine from the intestine, and there is also an inadequate diet in alcoholics, and this deficiency will affect both peripheral and central nervous system, and there is a neuronal death due to this impaired cerebral energy metabolism, and that's why in the thiamine deficiency can occur in the alcoholism. Pyridoxine deficiency, because in alcoholism the ethanol is converted to acetaldehyde, which inactivates the enzyme pyridoxal phosphate by causing its hydrolysis, and as it is inactivated, it can lead to pyridoxine deficiency, and that's how alcoholism is associated with the pyridoxine deficiency. Now we will see the deficiency of which vitamin will manifest as neurological symptoms, and the example are vitamin B1, that is thiamine, vitamin B5 pantothenic acid, vitamin B6 pyridoxine, and vitamin B12 cobalamin. So the vitamin B1 deficiency, there is lack of acetyl-CoA because thiamine, that is thiamine pyrophosphate, it is required for formation of acetyl-CoA from pyruvate, and if there is a lack of acetyl-CoA, there will be decreased ATP formation because acetyl-CoA will be oxidized through the TCA cycle, and further through electron transport chain we get energy, and there will be, if there is decreased ATP, there will be decreased cellular function, for example the decreased cellular function of brain, heart, and also the formation of acetylcholine, which is a neurotransmitter, it requires acetyl-CoA. Then formation of cholesterol, which is important for nerve insulation, it also requires acetyl-CoA. So this lack of acetyl-CoA due to vitamin B1 deficiency will lead to all the neurological symptoms, and all these deficiencies and the biochemical basis of all the deficiency manifestations will be discussed in detail in the respective videos on all the vitamins. Then vitamin B6, it is involved in the formation of GABA, epinephrine, norepinephrine, serotonin, sphingolipids, and it is very important for myelination. So if there is vitamin B6 deficiency, there will be decrease in GABA, epinephrine, norepinephrine, serotonin, and phospholipids, and it will lead to demyelination of nerves, and ultimately it will result in the neurological symptoms. Vitamin B5, it is associated with the Gopalan's burning foot syndrome, and vitamin B12, there is subacute combined degeneration due to demyelination. Both sensory and motor nerves are affected. What is the biochemical basis of neurological symptoms in vitamin B12 deficiency? The deficiency will result in the demyelination of neurons, and ultimately it will cause the degeneration and dysfunction of both sensory and motor neurons. And why does it occur? Because vitamin B12, it is required in one of the important reaction, that is oxidation of odd chain fatty acid will produce propionyl CoA. This propionyl CoA will be carboxylated to methyl malonyl CoA, and then this methyl malonyl CoA will be converted into succinyl CoA, which is the intermediate of TCA cycle. So for formation of succinyl CoA from methyl malonyl CoA requires this vitamin B12, and if it is deficient, because this enzyme methyl malonyl CoA mutase, it requires vitamin B12, and if it is deficient, then there will be increased level of methyl malonyl CoA as well as propionyl CoA, and this propionyl CoA will inhibit acetyl CoA carboxylase enzyme, which is important for conversion of acetyl CoA to malonyl CoA, and malonyl CoA is required for the fatty acid synthesis. So if there is decreased malonyl CoA, there will be impaired fatty acid synthesis, and fatty acids are required for the myelin formation, and that's how the myelin formation will be impaired. Then the second thing is due to vitamin B12 deficiency, methyl malonyl CoA is not able to convert into the succinyl CoA. So there will be increased level of methyl malonyl CoA, and this methyl malonyl CoA is a competitive inhibitor of malonyl CoA. Now this malonyl CoA is required for the fatty acid synthesis, and if it is deficient, then there will be impaired fatty acid synthesis, which impair myelin formation. Third mechanism is that increased level of methyl malonyl CoA, there will be incorporation of this methyl malonyl CoA in fatty acid synthesis instead of malonyl CoA. So the abnormal branch chain fatty acid formation will occur, and it will disrupt the neuronal membrane structure. So these are the three important mechanisms of demyelination of neuron. In addition to that, vitamin B12, it is also important in one other reaction, that is the formation of methionine from homocysteine, and in this reaction both folic acid and vitamin B12 is required, and further this is important for the transmethylation reaction. So indirectly we can say that vitamin B12 is involved in the methylation, and if it is decreased, then there will be reduced methylation of biogenic amines, protein, phospholipids, and there will be reduced neurotransmitter in the brain, and this is also one of the reason for the neurological symptoms in vitamin B12 deficiency. Which vitamins are associated with the bleeding tendency. If they are deficient, there are two vitamins. If they are deficient, they will manifest as a bleeding tendency. For example, the fat soluble vitamin, that is vitamin K, and the water soluble vitamin, that is vitamin C. Now this vitamin K, it acts as coenzyme. It is involved in the blood coagulation, and it is very important for activation of clotting factors like factor 2, 7, 9 and 10, and it also plays a very important role in protein C, S, and in activation of factor 5 and factor 8. So it balances the process of blood coagulation, and if it is deficient, then it will result in the bleeding tendency. Now vitamin C, it is involved in the collagen formation because protocollagen to procollagen formation requires this vitamin C, and it is involved in the post-translational hydroxylation of both proline and lysine, which is very important for intercellular cement substance formation of capillary walls, which is important for maintaining the capillary integrity. So if it is deficient, there will be deficient collagen formation, capillary integrity will be compromised, and there will be bleeding tendency. So these are the two vitamins. If they are deficient, they will result in the various bleeding tendencies. Which vitamin deficiency can manifest as anemia? So the example are vitamin B9, that is folic acid deficiency, vitamin B12 deficiency, vitamin B6, that is pyridoxine deficiency, and vitamin C deficiency. All that vitamin deficiency can manifest as anemia. Vitamin B9 and vitamin B12, it can be manifested as macrocytic and megaloblastic anemia. The macrocytes are the enlarged RBC, and megaloblasts are the large nucleated RBCs. And the vitamin B9, that is folic acid, and B12, both are essential factors for synthesis of thymidylate, which is required for DNA replication. So if there is decreased thymidylate synthesis, then nucleus stop maturation and the cytoplasm maturation and HB synthesis continues, and that's why there is asynchronous maturation between cytoplasm and nucleus, and cell cycle stops at G2 phase. Cells cannot divide, and that's why the RBCs become macrocytic and megaloblastic. So both folic acid and vitamin B12 deficiency, they will manifest as macrocytic, that is megaloblastic anemia. Now how to differentiate between two? In the folic acid deficiency, vitamin B12 level will be normal, methylmalonic acid will be normal, and there will be elevated homocysteine level. While in case of vitamin B12 deficiency, there will be low vitamin B12, elevated methylmalonic acid, and elevated homocysteine level. Now vitamin C and vitamin B6, they will be manifested as microcytic and hypochromic anemia. And why there is anemia in vitamin C deficiency? Because due to bleeding tendency, there is loss of blood by the hemorrhagic tendency, as this vitamin C is involved in the absorption and storage of iron, and if it is deficient, there will be reduced absorption and storage of iron. And vitamin C is also required for the folic acid metabolism. There will be, if it is deficient, it will result in the altered folic acid metabolism, and it will be manifested as microcytic hypochromic anemia. Vitamin B6, the pyridoxal phosphate, it is required for the heme synthesis, and if it is deficient, there will be reduced heme synthesis. The anemia which will be present in the vitamin B6 deficiency will be pyridoxine responsive sideroblastic anemia, and it is the iron refractory anemia. So these four vitamins can present as anemia: vitamin B9, B12 as macrocytic anemia, and vitamin C and vitamin B6 deficiency as microcytic anemia. Now let's see which vitamin deficiency will result in the dermatitis. Here skin and mucous membrane are affected. So this is vitamin A. Vitamin A deficiency will result in the phrinoderma. Riboflavin deficiency will also cause the seborrheic dermatitis. We know that niacin deficiency causes pellagra, which is characterized by the dermatitis, dementia and diarrhea. So dermatitis is important feature of niacin deficiency. Pyridoxine deficiency can also affect the skin and mucous membrane, and biotin deficiency as well. So in the general overview of vitamin, we have been studied about the important points or important features about various vitamins and the common deficiency manifestations of various vitamins, and in detail we will see the biochemical basis and everything about all the vitamins in the individual video of all the vitamins. So I hope this video on general overview of vitamin will be useful to you. If you like the content on my channel, please subscribe to this channel, like and share the videos, and help this channel to grow. Thank you for watching and happy learning.